OGDuffy on another CEX challenge. This one is the PS3 titles. 3 simple rules apply as always and have done since day one. No sports titles, no games I already own, and stay within budget. The budget being £20. Let's see how many PS3 games I can get for £20 and stay within budget and all them rules. PS3 is a great system to collect for. I'm going to go to a different CX today. I'm going to Maidstone CX. Not been there for an age. So I'm going to give you a CX shop tour as well, because it'll be rude not to.
Kicking off in the window here, and this original PS3 60 gig. Look at that box, £280. Now I've got a PS3 60 gig. It's not backward compatible though, so I'm assuming that one is. Mine is also boxed, but yeah, yeah, good job I never threw that box away, hey? Still in the window here, as you see, nice Wii U there, boxed. Always good to see, £150, not complaining at that one. Some nice Dreamcast games and some nice general retro in this window completely. So nice to see, a nice little retro display. But what I like about this Maidstone CEX is this section here. The new stock section. I've never seen this in any other CEX. Have you? Let me know in the comments. So all the new games and that come in, they put over on this shelf first, which is brilliant. Saves you, if it's your local, having to keep hunting, you know, to see what's new. So very good idea that, very impressed. Looking at the Wii U as always, because you know me and my Wii U. Unfortunately, I had all the Wii U games that were here on display, so unfortunately it wasn't to be. Nothing new there for me. But this caught my eye down here in the GameCube section. It's Dragon's Lair 3D Special Edition. I wanted £15 for this. Now, the reason I've stopped at this, the original Dragon's Lair on the arcade, it was stunning, you know. It was really stunning. I recently did a blog and mentioned it in that. So if you've not read it, do head over to my website and take a read of it and see if you remember Dragon's Lair originally like I did. Now, I looked at this because I'm sure I've mentioned it before, and I'm sure it was on the PS2. Was this on any other systems? Dragon's Lair, I mean, like I say, it was so difficult, the arcade game, but this looks so different, but still maintaining sort of the cartoonesque character and stuff. So I'm really interested about Dragon's Lair 3D. Have you played this? And is it worthy of a play? Please do drop in the comments, because it's one that I am considering, you know. Before we get to the PS3 sections, which is a challenge we are here for, quick look at the Wii games. And at the very end of this section of the video, we'll be taking a look in the retro cabinet to show you all the really good stuff. And I have to tell you, there is a mega expensive PS2 game in this shop. And when I say expensive, I mean expensive. Tenchu Shadow Assassins there on the Wii. To be honest, that was £8. I would have probably bought that. But I was only here for a PS3 challenge this week, so it wasn't to be. But looking at the Wii games here, I have to say, this one did catch my eye, and we're coming to it real soon. I mean, Reload there, as you know, I played that recently. But this here, look, Punch Out. I mean, we all know the original Mike Tyson's Punch Out from the NES. This is £28 on the Wii, and I've seen it a few times now, and I've been tempted. But you know what? It doesn't seem to be coming down in price. So, how collectible and how good a game is Punch Out on the Nintendo Wii system? Like I say, I know the NES version, but I've never played this on the Wii, so I'd imagine, and again, I'm only imagining here, this makes use of sort of the Wii remote control and the nunchucks and stuff. If you've played this before and it's worth 28 notes, drop in the comments. But if it's not worth 28 notes, tell me and I'll move on. Thank you very much. And the reason we're here, the PS3 challenge. So let's crack on with it, shall we? You know I love the PS3, and I think if you don't collect for this, I think it's a great system to jump on board with now. Now just a quick look at this here, right? Battle for the Pacific is a History Channel game. Now, I didn't even pick up the case to look at it. I should have done, but I didn't. And I quite often do that in these videos. I just scan things and I miss it, and I don't notice it's on back editing like now. And I have to say, what sort of game is that? Because it's like a History Channel, you know, title. Is it sort of, I don't know, help me out on that. Anyone know anything about the History Channel video game titles? Drop me in the comments, please.
In OGDuffy towers where gamers unite, PS3 classics every night with the brewing.
That classic HD collection there, Devil May Cry. I'm keeping my eye out for the rest of the HD collections. I've got quite a few now, but I'd like to get them all. A few essentials there. I know quite a few of you people out there do collect just the essentials. You like the red spines. Me, personally, I'm not over fussed either way, to be honest. But yeah, that's just the joy of collecting a haze. That's always looked like he's had a bowl of custard put over his head to me, that cover. Yes, anyway, bit of Mel B there, getting fit, ho-hum. Now, as I'm scanning these shelves, please do put in the comments any titles you spot that you think I might enjoy playing, because let's be honest, as I say, when I'm filming these things, I quite often miss quite a few games. So your tips are greatly welcome, people. Please do drop in the comments. It's great to share that information. So any titles there you think I've missed, let me know.
Gamers unite, PS3 classics every night with the brew in hand we play away. Retro treasures here to stay.
Talking of those classics HD collections, now I did not have this one. Splinter Cell Trilogy. This was the Tom Clancy thing, I think, you know. Well, it is, I can see it on the title there. £25. So I thought, yeah, you know, I'll have this. But then I thought, I'm on my challenge. But I thought, well, no, I'll treat myself, I'll buy it anyway, and I'll carry on with the challenge, and I'll just tuck that one away for showing another video another day. Who remembers these Splinter Cell games, and did you have the patience with them? Because they were so stealthy, weren't they? You had to really sort of, you know, focus on it and be very patient indeed. I don't know if I've got good memories of the original Splinter Cell or not. I don't think I do, you know. I don't think I had the patience for it. Did you? Drop in the comments. So as this was one of them classic HD collections, did I buy it? No, I didn't. Because as you can see there, the manual was missing. Now, before you all say, oh, OG, they keep the manuals behind the counter, I can assure you here in this branch in Maidstone, they do not. Shame really, I'd like that. And a quick look at the PSP games, because I've been told off in the past that some of you are PSP collectors and I'll never show enough PSP. So on this time, there you go, I'm showing it for you. There was a good mix of films and games in here, including The Godfather there, for £8. Oh yes. And the final part of this store is the retro collection section. Now the first game we're looking at here is £32. It's a Dreamcast game, and it is Kiss Psycho Circus. Now I have to be absolutely honest with you, I'm not the biggest Kiss fan in the world, but they're one of them bands I've sort of grown to love over the years. I quite like them when they come on the radio and stuff, because I listen to Planet Rock, you know, so they play on there quite often, especially some of their earlier stuff. So they're a good band. But that's a game I know absolutely nothing about, but I do own a Motorhead game. Now Motorhead, they're a different kettle of fish altogether. Absolutely stunning band. Oh, I love me some Lemmy and Motorhead. Now, rock music aside, look at this. Quan or Koan, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But look at the price tag on that. My God, over £600. But you know something? It does include a manual. So all in all, not too bad. Now this is an absolute new title on me, and this is one of the most expensive titles I've seen on a shelf in a CEX store, especially in recent times. I mean, what do you guys make of that? And more to the point, what do you know about that title, and why is it so expensive? Did I buy it? No. And swiftly moving on and concluding in the retro cabinet, a few nice bits in here, and it's good to see some Jaguar games. I mean, there, Brutal Sports Football was a nice one to see, a game you don't see very often, and lots of loose cartridges in here. So all in all, Maidstone CEX, it's been a long time since I visited, but you know what, it was worth it. Yeah, so if I pass my challenge, you'll have to wait and see. Challenge there finished. Very hot day, so I'm going to go off now and go grab myself a bit of cold refreshment. It's important to stay hydrated. And into the Brenchley, which I'm guessing, looking at the interior, was a former bank. Either way, very nice, and the beer was cold. Game hunt finished. Pint of liquid refreshment, then heading back to OGDuffy Towers to see if I pass this CEX challenge or not, people. See you soon. Oh yes, happy days. Lovely beer. Back from CEX in Maidstone, and I have to say it was great revisiting the store. I haven't been there in such a long time that it was so refreshing. And I'll tell you what I really liked about that CEX. That section, as you walk in, it's just halfway down the shop, you know, new stock. Obvious, isn't it? I mean, I go to my local CEX and they trade games throughout the weeks or whatever since I've been last. And obviously they're just putting them up on the shelves in the various areas. So I've got to go through everything. That makes it so much easier. Just go straight there if you're local and you can see what's new. Makes sense, really does. Does your local CEX do that? Or is this just Maidstone? Because I've not seen it in any other CEXs, only Maidstone. Anyway, we digress as always. PS3 challenge. I love collecting for the PS3, but you already knew that. It's such a great console, it's great games, they're great prices still. Now, obviously, I set myself the £20 challenge, and I stayed within budget. Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Anyway, before we get into it, let's grab a beer. Beer of choice this week, people, is Brewdog Punk IPA. If you drink beer, you've probably had this at some point. Nice big bottle, yeah, 660ml, so over a pint. Hey, happy days. Let's get this cracked open on my beer dispensary. Now, unfortunately, I've only got 1 pint glass there. All the rest are in the dishwasher, and that one needs cleaning. So I've got an American pint. It's less than a UK pint, so this might fill this 1 3/4, I'm guessing. Anyway, pouring out Punk IPA, 5.4%. It's a nice beer. I've had it before, and they sold this at Arcade Club on draft when I was up there for the Blackpool branch. Oh yes, happy days indeed. Anyway, cheers, guys. Hope you're all well and good. Let's get to them PS3 pickups. Oh, is there anything better than a cold beer on a hot night? I don't think so. Before we get to those pickups and the all-important challenge rules, etc., the PS3 and what I collect for it. As I've already said to you guys, it is as cheap as chips, it really is. Alright, it might not be deemed as retro yet, but it will one day be considered retro. I mean, Xbox 360 collecting is going up. This stuff is only going to go in one direction, to and up. But get in while you can, because this stuff is seriously cheap for great games. I mean, normally when you're getting great games in CEX for a system that are cheap, then normally all your sports titles are your FIFAs and that old fodder. Not with the PS3, people. There's some absolutely fantastic games to be had at silly money. Now, talking about money, let's get to that challenge and let's see if I hit my targets. The 3 rules when I do these challenges, which I've done over the years, are always the same. Stay within budget. Oh yes. No sports titles and no copies of games that I already own. Now, for PS3, these sort of challenges are getting a bit harder now because I own probably, looking at that, it's got to be in excess of 200 games now. Yeah. But I just love the PS3. I still think it looks great. Anyway, I'm going off about the PS3 again. So title number 1. I'll be keeping a tally of the total that I spend there, say, if I stayed within budget. I spent a whole £1 on this. Now, it's a Tom Clancy game. Now, with Tom Clancy, I always remember it as sort of Splinter Cell. I had the original Splinter Cell on Xbox all them years ago. And it is this. It's Tom Clancy Hawks. HAWX. And as you see, that was a total of £1. I'm not going to crack every case open and show you inside. They're complete with manuals and discs, okay? I'll tell you what, just to... anyway, I'm not going to do that for every game because it'll... Yeah, There's manuals with all of them though, because as you know, I always pick up the games with manuals if I can. So we're up to £1 so far. Now this one was £2.50. Yes, a whole £2.50. And it's probably a title that many of you go, oh, that's boring, that's dull. But I gotta love the quiz type games. And this is Trivial Pursuit, £2.50 there. Now, Trivial Pursuit was massive in the 80s as a board game. And I remember the questions in the very original Trivial Pursuit. Obviously, OG was a lot younger then, and my mind had not soaked in so much rubbish information. And I remember it being hard as, mate. You go around the board collecting the pieces of pie, and the pieces of pie were all different colours, which were associated with different questions and topics. So I bought this because I thought, you know what, I could sit out on my own. I do enjoy a nice little quiz game. And I thought, it'll do, wouldn't it? Challenge your friends. No, I won't bother doing that. I could challenge Mrs. OG on one of my beers and plays and pickups videos, maybe. But anyway, I'm quite pleased with that for £2.50. And it's a game I haven't seen too regular. So all in all, I think that's a pretty good one. Adding the total up there now. These next two pickups I'm particularly pleased about. This is a game I have seen on shelves so many times, but I've never picked it up. I just always assumed I had it. Anyway, I'm in the shop. I checked my CLZ app, scrolled through quickly. Very useful app, you know. And I don't own it. And it is this. It's a limited edition. It's called Sleeping Dogs. And that was £2.50, total going up there now. Welcome to Hong Kong, police protection, Packers Run, a vibrant sprawling metropolis of undercover waste, son. I'll be honest, I know absolutely nothing about this at all, except it's a Square Enix game. So, can't be all bad, can it? According to the front there, a certain magazine gave it 9 out of 10, and they said it was 2012's most brilliantly brutal surprise. I'll be honest, I quite like the cover on that. I think the artwork's pretty sexy, you know what I mean? It's an 18 rated game, but £2.50. This is the point I'm making about these PS3 games and how you can get so many what I consider great titles at great prices. I mean, right, £2.50. Even if that's no good, and I'll put it on and I'm like, you know what, and I'll invest an hour into that. It's an hour's entertainment for 2.5 notes. You really cannot knock that at all, people. So, Sleeping Dogs, know anything about that? Is it a good one? Is it one I should play sooner rather than later? Drop in the comments for me. Game number 4. Oh, yes. Another one I'm quite excited about, and the strapline to it is Unleash Godlike Powers. Yes, godlike, you know. This was a whole £3.50, and it is Prototype 2 limited edition. 3.5 notes. They're all complete, as you know. I'm not sure if I've got Prototype 1 up there, but I did check the app, and I do not own this. So, and again, like that Sleeping Dogs, I know absolutely nothing about this at all. Is it any good, guys? You are Sergeant James Heller, a devastating viral outbreak transformed you into a powerful shape-shifting prototype. I'm guessing, looking at it, it looks like a bit of a first-person shooter. Yes, it's a story of revenge to the man who destroyed your family. A certain Mr. Alex Mercer. Avoid that Alex Mercer at all costs, people. He's a wrong one. So anyway, Prototype 2, any good? I think it's going to be, you know. Well, 3.5 notes. Can't go wrong, can you? Anyway, let's get to the next pickup, because there is more to come on this £20 challenge. Total going up there, of course. The final 2 PS3 pickups are as follows. This one was £4, and it's from a cartoon series called South Park. The Stick of Truth, £4. Now, South Park, were you a fan or still a fan of South Park? Growing up, little OG loved South Park. I'll be honest, I never knew a lot about it. It sort of went over me a bit, really, until one day I'll come in and he had on South Park the movie. I don't think I'd heard language quite like it in my lifetime. It was the swearing in South Park the movie film was just mad. Anyway, what do we do in this game? From the creative South Park, Trey Parker and Maidstone From the perilous battlefields of the 4th grade playground, a young hero will rise, destined to be South Park's saviour. Explore a town, outrageous adventure, fight against classic characters, design your kid, choose your path. Okay. Only one thing to say about that one, really, innit? Oh my God. Who killed Kenny? And the last pickup concludes a PS3 trilogy for me. Oh yes. It is number 3 in the trilogy of PS3 exclusives. There you go. Any ideas? In your little heads now, have a little guess. It's a PS3 exclusive title and it's number 3 and they're all released on the PS3. 1, 2 and 3. And this is number 3 to conclude that lot of games. Any ideas? Anyway, back to give you the answer. If you knew and you got it right, drop in the comments. It is Little Big Planet 3. Okay, I've got Little Big Planet 1 and 2. This concludes the trilogy. I mean, what was that? £6, so the total's going up there. So as you can already see, I have passed step 1 of this challenge, which is stay within budget, and £20 budget. I think I've done quite well there. Anyway, back to the game in hand. Your imagination to the rescue. I mean, have you played the Little Big Planet games? I remember when Little Big Planet 1 dropped, it looked graphically, it was amazing. It really was something else, you know. My original PS3, which is like the original black fat one, they called it the fat PS3 fat, it's only 60 gig, but it wasn't the backward compatible model, which is a shame because it's still pristine. It still is, it's still pristine. And I've got the box up there in the loft as well. And it was the original Little Big Planet 1 box for it, you know. So, yeah. Great series of games. So I'm quite looking forward to giving that a go. Little old Sackboy and the rest. So that concludes the PS3 challenge. Let's go. I think it's time. Let's go top up the beer and let's do a quick summary. Challenge completed there, people. As you can see, total spent £19.50. So that's a pass. No sports titles. I don't see any sports titles there, people. Definitely not. Although in Trivial Pursuit there might be sports questions, but that ain't a sports title, guys. I'm sorry I'm not having it. It's a quiz game. So we pass on that front. And doubles, I don't have any of these. So a pass all round, people. Now obviously with these challenges, they're just for a bit of fun, but it's a great way of building your collections. I've been doing these for quite a while now, on and off, and they never fail. Well, I enjoy doing them, you know. But all in all, collecting for the PS3 is great fun. I love it. I mean, Sleeping Dogs, Little Big Planet 3, The Stick of Truth, South Park, Prototype 2, Trivial Pursuit, and Hawks, H-A-W-X by Tom Clancy. What's not to love? All of them 6 titles for under £20. Personally, I think that's a great bargain. Anyway, as I said, let me have your comments, likes, all that good stuff you do, shares, etc. And as always, people, this beer is for you. And I will see you all on the next one. I've been OGDuffy. You've been awesome as always. And it's a pass from me. Another successful CEX challenge done. Laters, guys.